Welcome back. Please find in your workbook page 341. Pause the video if you need to, but we are working on page 341. You can rip this page out because we're going to be using it for our journal. So rip this page out, make sure it's page 341, and pause the video if you need to. I'm going to put my journal, actually not to the side, but I'm going to flip it to where I can see my gallon house on the left and my work on the right. You should try to do the same. All right, we're going to begin with numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. They give you this customary liquid volume chart. We've just chosen to make it like a gallon house, so you don't have to look at that. But we're going to just answer questions 1 through 4. These seem a little complicated, but they're not too bad if you just pay attention. It says answer with a fraction in simplest form. So it tells us right now it's going to be a fraction. It's not going to be a perfect number. Okay, number 1, what fraction of 1 gallon is 3 quarts? So if I look at my gallon house, first of all, I have to figure out what the denominator of the fraction would be. And to find out the denominator, you go with, well, how many quarts make up a full gallon? How many quarts make up a full gallon? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is my denominator because that is what would make a whole gallon. And they're telling you, you have 3 of the 4 quarts. So what fraction is 3 quarts of a gallon? The answer is 3/4. Pretty easy. So come over to number 2. What fraction of a quart is 1 pint? So again, let's find the denominator by finding how many pints would be in a quart, a full quart. So come to this. I'm not looking at the whole house. I'm looking for quart, so the orange window. And how many pints are normally in a quart? 1, 2. So 2 is the denominator, and they're telling me all I have is 1 pint. So what is that fraction? 1/2. If I have 1 pint, I have half of a quart. That makes sense. If I have 1 pint, I have half of a quart. That makes sense. Number 3, what fraction of 1 quart is 1 cup? So again, look at cups inside of quarts. Look at cups inside of quarts. So I go to a quart. How many cups are in this window? Cups are the blues. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the denominator is 4. I only have 1 cup of the 4. So the fraction is 1/4. You ready? Okay. What fraction of 1 gallon is 3 pints? So you need to look for the denominator by looking at pints in a gallon. How many pints are in this full, huge gallon house? How many pints are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 pints in a gallon. That's my denominator. And how many did I have? 3. So the fraction would be 3/8. So don't be confused by that. That is going to be something you want to save for later though. Okay? Right here, this little chart is just talking to you about going from something, this is converting to a larger unit. So this was saying from small to large. Actually, I want you to write that. Not right there. Write it in the chart. If you go from something small to something large, I guess we need to make that like a capital L, a cursive L, then you're going to divide. Remember, Stella likes donuts. You're going to divide. If you go from something that is large and convert it to something small, then you're going to multiply. Right? So small to large, you divide. Large to small, you multiply. And you just multiply by whatever that connection number is. So move past that. Now we're going to work on 5 through 13. I am going to do most of them with you. If you're paying attention, I'm going to be going pretty fast. So if you need to pause the video, you can. But we've already done number 5 in our journal. Let's just quickly see if we could do it without looking at our journal, though, and referring back to our gallon house. If I have 20 cups, how many quarts is that? So cups to quarts is small to large. So I will divide. And the connecting number, like how many cups are in a quart? How many cups are in a quart? 1, 2, 3, 4. in a quart. So I'm dividing by 4. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. Please circle your final answer. Number 6. Ooh, they did not give me what I know first. Dun, dun, dun. Guess what? You get to rewrite that problem. You have to write what you know first. I'm going from something large, gallon, and I'm asking you to convert it into pints. If I go from something large to something small, I multiply because I'm getting more little pieces. What is the connection number between gallon and pint? Or how many pints are normally in a gallon? Oh, pints, purple, to the whole gallon house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So I'm going to take the 2 gallons and I'm going to multiply it by 8 to get 16. That makes sense. If I had 2 full houses, I'm going to have quite a bit of pints. I'm going to have these 8 plus a whole other house of 8. That's why I have 16. Number 7. Do they have what I know first? Yes, they put what I knew first. Good. Quart and cups. Quart is a window, so it's larger than the cups. Large to small. Large to small, I multiply. The connecting number between quart and cups, I don't remember. Gotta look. How many cups are in 1 quart? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 15 times 4? 60. 60 cups. Moving on. Number 8. They put what I know first, so that's good. Cups and pints. What's smaller? Cups. So from small to large, I multiply. What is the connection number between cups and pints? Well, in 1 pint, one little purple P right there, how many cups are there? 2. So I'm only multiplying that by 2. Oh, I just caught myself. Woo! I hope at home you caught me. A small to large does not mean multiply. Remember, Stella likes donuts. It needs to be divided. Whew, nice catch, Fisher. 3 divided by 2. Oh, we've done this before. 3 divided by 2 looks like this, 3 halves. And we know that that's 1 and 1 half. Do you remember we did this in our journal? All right, number 9. Uh-oh. They did not put what I know first. Oh. So I'm going to rewrite it. 48 quarts. 48 quarts equals how many gallons? A quart and a gallon. This is a window in the whole house. So it is something smaller to something larger. Stella likes donuts. I divide by the connection number. You should just know this now. How many quarts or windows are in a whole house? 4. So if I take 48 divided by 4, I get 12. 12 gallons would be 48 quarts. If I had 12 gallons of milk, it would be 48 So Delicious drinks for Miss Fisher. I don't get the very extra large size at So Delicious. I get just the large size. And that is a quart. You're welcome for that knowledge. Okay, I'm going to quickly do these ones. 10, 11, 12, and 13. Number 10. I'm going from cups to gallons. Something small to something large. Stella likes donuts. I divide. 144 divided by something. Well, what's the connection between cups and gallons? How many cups are in a gallon? I already wrote that down here. There's 16 cups in a gallon. So I'm going to take 144 and divide it by 16. This is where I'm going to use my past knowledge. 144 divided by 16. Remember, I don't just do this work for fun. You need to be doing this on the side as well. 16 doesn't go into 14, so it's going to go into 144. It can't be 10 times, because that would be 160. So I think it's actually exactly 9, but I'm just going to double check. 16 times 9 is 54. That's 6 minus 54. 9 plus 5 is 14. It is. It's exactly 9 times. So if I had 144 cups, I'd have 9 full gallon houses. Number 11. Oh no, they didn't put what I know first. But maybe you could be smart about this, and instead of rewrite it, since there's not a lot of problems, you could in your head rearrange it and go, this is what I know. So quart into pint. Quart into pint. What is bigger, the quart or a pint? The quart is larger. So I'm going from something large into something small, even though I didn't rewrite it, right? They're asking me to go from large to something smaller. So large to small is multiply. And how many pints are in a quart? 1, 2. So I'm going to be multiplying that by 2. Well, if I'm doing 2.5 by 2, then I have to set this up over here on the side. 2.5 is, well, I'll just write it. 2.5 times 2. Remember, when you multiply a mixed number by a whole, you have to do this. Multiply, then add. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, over 2. How did you know it was over 2? Ah, you better be singing. Because the denominator's stubborn and it stays. Yes, it does. And then if I'm multiplying by 2, I throw 1 underneath it because 2 over 1 is the same as 2. And then I just multiply straight across. Or, ooh, look at this. 2 on top, 2 on bottom. They cross each other out. And 5 over 1, or 5 times 1 is 5. Over 1 is just 5. So the answer here is 5. 5 pints is 2.5 quarts. Oh, that one, I should have just used the picture on that one. That's so frustrating. For example, look. If I have 1 quart, 2 quarts, and a half of a quart. Look, guys, we could have just done this so easy. So how many pints is that? If I have 2 and, I don't know how to cover this. There you go, 2.5. How many pints is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seriously. Silly, Miss Fisher. Should just use the picture. All right. Pints into cups. They wrote what I know. Pint is larger than a cup. So it's large to small. I'm going to multiply. How many cups are in a pint? You just need to know how many cups are in a pint. 1, 2. So I multiply it by 2. 23 times 2 is 46. And the last one. Quarts into gallons. Quarts into gallons. Oh, no. Gallons into quarts. This is what I know. So if you don't want to rewrite it, you have to start here. Gallons is something large, and I'm changing it into something smaller, quarts. So I multiply. Large to small. What do you multiply by? How many quarts are in a gallon? You should just know this by now. There's 4 windows in that house, so 4. So I multiply that by 4. To do 1.5 by 4, it has to look like this. Multiply, then add. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, over 2. Because the denominator shall and stays, I'm multiplying it by 4, over 1. You can simplify first if you want. I actually am not going to, because I can just see that 12 over 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2. 12 over 2, 6. Okay? Check out what we're going to do next in the next video.